This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, major renovations are on tap for the Rand Memorial Hospital. The Minister of Health making the announcement today. Megan Shepard has our top story.
Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Perry Gomez on Grand Bahama to announce another phase in the transformation of healthcare on this island. Expansion plans are on the drawing board for the Rand Memorial Hospital, and Minister Gomez says it is evidence of the government's commitment to improving the delivery and quality of healthcare.
It is expected that at the end of the project, the Rand Memorial Hospital will have increased its capacity by 19 beds, relocated and enhanced physiotherapy and occupational therapy departments. For the first time, since the Rand became a public health facility, a new private suite will be a reality. Create a state-of-the-art new infectious disease unit. And lastly, enjoy improved facilities for a kitchen and cafeteria in their new location at the former Island Palm Resort.
Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Public Hospitals Authority, Senator Frank Smith, says today's launch is an acceleration of the PHA's strategy of phase renovation, enhancement, and growth with respect to infrastructure in all agencies.
I am advised that the construction drawings for this renovation project will be completed at the end of May, and the project will go to tender shortly after receipt of those drawings. The people of Grand Bahama and the Northern Bahamas should rest assured that at the end of the day, the standard of excellence we employ on all of our renovations and improvements in the PHA will be expressed at the Rand.
Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says healthcare is of paramount concern, and through public-private partnerships, the government remains committed to the construction of a new state-of-the-art hospital. He says the healthcare agencies are already making strides to enhance the public healthcare services and infrastructure.
Additionally, a fleet of vehicles purchased by the PHA for doctors and nurses for use in home visits and infectious disease surveillance are now in full service. Furthermore, thanks to Administrator Williams' ingenuity, a new family practice clinic, which is now up and running at the Rand Memorial Hospital, is already shifting the burden from the Accident Emergency Department, and for the first time in many years, patients with more critical conditions can get urgent care that they truly deserve without the long wait.
Lawrence Chisholm and Associates has been selected as the firm to design the expansion of the hospital. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Grand Bahama and the Consumer Welfare Unit coming together to promote healthy living. Italia Hall has that story.
Consumer rights for healthy foods, that's the theme of the Consumer Welfare Unit Consumer Education Month. The unit and the Ministry of Grand Bahama is partnering with Abaco Markets, Cost Right Wholesale, to promote healthy lifestyles on the island. The Minister for Grand Bahama, Michael Darville, calls it a positive, healthy campaign for the Grand Bahama community.
We all know that healthy foods is essential to prevent non-communicable diseases, excessive obesity in our community, as well as the protection of diseases that predispose us to hypertension and diabetes. As we come into the shopping areas throughout our island, it's important for the community to realize that we should also be in the aisles where we purchase fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and food that will do our bodies good.
Senior Price Inspector with the Department of Consumer Affairs, Reno Smith, is encouraging members of the public to practice healthy eating.
Eat right. Participate in a little exercise. I know I might not be the poster boy for such a campaign this morning, but we're all doing our best to promote healthy lifestyles. Eat healthy. Stop eating inferior products. We say to you as consumers, you have the right to insist on quality products being made available for consumption. And so if you go to a food store establishment and you see specials, so-called specials being displayed in trolleys, dent cans, expired food products, we encourage you to think about your health. avoid purchasing those specials.
Smith says the department will continue to police all food stores on the island of Abaco, Bimini, and Grand Bahama, and is calling on the community to help the department in effectively executing this assignment.
If you see something that you're not pleased with, whether it's a food store employee changing the prices of food items that are already displayed on the shelf, for which they would have already paid customs duties, etc., and they have no right to change the prices of stuff that they would have already paid duty on, call us.
The department is hoping that the concentration on healthy eating will extend beyond the month of March and that it fosters an overall lifestyle change. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Well, a group of young Bahamians hoping to become employed with the Grand Celebration are now going through the training process. Sabrina Brown tells us that the program is intense, but those who are successful will be offered employment.
The 50 young Bahamians who were recruited by the Grand Celebration several weeks ago have not been officially hired. President of the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, Charlie Kinnear, says the prospective seafarers must go through a rigorous process before they can be engaged.
They still have a lot of training to do. They got to do their hospitality training, they got to have medicals, and then they will do their final what we call STCW training, which is their shipboard training that they have to have. The actual STCW training is 40 hours, so 5 days. Some of the other courses are a week to 10 days, depending on what position they want and they're trying to get.
Kinnear says the intense training will be carried out at various locations.
Their final training for this ship will be on this ship, but their overall maritime training is being done starting in Nassau, and then it's going to be shifting here into Grand Bahamas as well through the training centers. So not only are we training the people to come on board, the jobs are also being provided for the training companies, the agencies. It's going to be very good for the islands in general.
Vice President of Marine Operations George Zeitler says a number of positions are available to the 50 candidates.
At the moment, we are looking for any positions in the hotel side of our operations. It could be anywhere from the galley staff, cooks, and so forth, restaurants, waiters, waitresses, bartenders, bar servers, all the way through our spa.
While other Bahamians have been employed with the celebration in the past, this is the first group to be taken on through this joint effort between Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line and the government. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
So that's the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Scouts Association making a courtesy call at the Ministry of Grand Bahama. This is Scouts Month, and during that visit, leaders and members were given some words of encouragement.
The Scouts of Grand Bahama paying a courtesy call to Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Michael Darville, this past Friday. Minister Darville, a former Scout himself, says he fully supports the organization and is looking forward to working closely with them. He says the importance of strong, positive mentors for young men of the community cannot be overstated.
I'm very much interested in this group because many of us who live in the community understand the quality of work that is coming from this organization. I've learned today that the organization have in excess of 400 members that are recruited from schools, churches, and other civic organizations. And throughout Grand Bahama, we believe that this particular group is an excellent group for mentoring young men in our community.
The Scouts organization is an independent body and they are in need of assistance. District Commissioner for Grand Bahama, Reginald Dean, says they are in need of a campsite to help teach the adolescents vital survival skills.
We are in dire need of a bus as well. We didn't speak about that, but now he's hearing it. But we need a site where we can go and take the boys out to show them exactly what it is that we do. A lot of people just don't know exactly what we do in terms of what the organization is about. So we want to show the skills out there, survival.
As this month is Scouts Month, the organization is planning a number of activities.
We visit the home for the aged, taking some items over there, and then we would have a jamboree, a seminar, a fun day, and the church parade, which will be the 29th. And we will close out with that parade and a church service at Christ the King at 4 o'clock.
Skipper for the 3rd Grand Bahama Sea Scouts, Patrick Ferguson, is inviting the entire community to show their support.
This is going to be a beautiful parade. Flags will be flown all over the streets, and we want to see numbers out. You will be surprised to see how many boys we have here in Grand Bahama.
Minister Darville was also pinned during the morning's visit. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Ministry of Tourism joining hands with a local church to honor a former tourism official for her contributions to the development of tourism in the country. Senior Director of the Northern Bahamas, Jeritzen Edwards Ouden, recently retired after many years in the industry. Her former bosses, David Johnson and Angela Clare, praised Ouden for her innovative energy and as a pioneer in the industry.
She has mentored and trained so many others. She has been responsible for the advancement by way of promotion or training of so many Bahamians. She brought tourism to the communities in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, Andros, and the Berry Islands. By that, she got the community involved and behind her programs. She was transparent, she was trustworthy, and she will give you advice without any regard to a benefit for herself. She was unselfish. She lived and believed the golden rule. She respected everyone, and we came today to tell her how much we love her, how much we appreciated her contribution.
She really was the first person to take over as a director of tourism for Family Island. And it was interesting that Abaco was chosen. And you know, when she left Abaco, that island was getting 100,000 air visitors per year. The number's gone down now, but that is what she was able to do, 100,000 annual air visitors per year. And she did that simply by developing a plan, involving the local community, empowering people.
Current Director of Tourism on Grand Bahama, Betty Bethel, says Edwards Ouden was a trailblazer when it came to product development.
I would say the community tourism initiatives would be the brand that she created while she worked with the Ministry of Tourism, educating the community on the benefits and the opportunities of tourism, preparing them to take advantage of the tourism that comes into Grand Bahama, as well as to become entrepreneurs. She had a stint with the Bahamas National Trust, and upon her return to us, she was able to bring back the relevance of ecotourism and soft adventures to the destination product.
I was given that opportunity to contribute not only to Grand Bahama, my native community, but to several other islands. And I think this is something that, you know, you don't see often. And so I'm really thankful. I had a wonderful time doing it. I enjoyed it to the hilt. I got the opportunity to help, and I got paid for it. And so I'm thankful. At this point, at the point of my retirement, I had no regrets.
Now, that service was held at Living Water Assembly. And after 2 full weeks of competition, the National Arts Festival came to a close on Grand Bahama on Friday. As Kimberly Mullings tells us, adjudicators say they are impressed with the level of talent among the students.
The adjudicators of this year's National Arts Festival agree that there is a wide array of talent in the Bahamas, especially on Grand Bahama Island. Assistant Secretary Alfred Dean says he's pleased with the growth of this festival that was launched in 1959.
We've had a lot of participants in Grand Bahama this year, and every year gets better and bigger. I've heard some great things about the drama classes and how well they're doing. Music, again, is doing an awesome job, and dance.
Dean notes that each time a class is adjudicated, those watching have high expectations for GB performance.
Looking for that that one spark, that brightness that's going to light up. And we have seen one or two of those, and they are stage ready to perform if they're called.
When it comes to dance, adjudicator Lawrence Carroll says he's convinced that the level of competition in Grand Bahama keeps getting better every year.
It builds from the beginning to the end. It always gets better and better and better each time. So I always look forward to day 2 and day 3, because in day 2 and day 3 I'm seeing a little bit more advanced technique.
Carroll says he hopes the local artists across the country get an opportunity to showcase their talents and skills to a wider audience.
It's very competitive. However, I think we need to find a way to showcase all the really, really talented individuals that are in the system, because it's very unfortunate because only 4 of us see all the talent throughout the Commonwealth.
Music adjudicator Elizabeth Thornton has over 40 years of experience in music. She's pleased with the skills displayed.
I think they've been listening to what I said last year, the comments and stuff, and they really improved. A lot of competition between the schools. They just love to compete against each other, which is good, you know, and that brings up the standards as well. There are some very high standards, especially in the strings and the violins, and they were some very professional sounding people, but getting scholarships, of course, is always difficult. The standard is high, and that's thanks to the teachers who've been teaching them, of course. We must not forget the teachers, because they do all the hard work.
The Arts Festival wrapped up on Friday afternoon. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. Ricardo Liveborn has a check on sports when we return.
It's time for Sports and Ricardo Lightborn. Let's get cooking. The Grand Bahama High School Track and Field Championship closing out tonight at the Plex. The Tabernacle Falcons with a slim lead in the senior division, and Jack Hayward Jr. has the junior division just by that much, okay? They got a pretty good crowd out there now, as they did on Saturday for the 400 meters. So let's take you to the Plex for an update. Let's go to the under 13 girls 400 meters, and Bishop Michael Eldon's Danae LaFleur captured the goal in 1 minute, 0.69 seconds. Asha Williams second, and Colleen Farrington third. Talk to me, Danae.
Last time I didn't get the 400 meters, but this really meant to me because I defend my title of being a track star, and I hope to be going to Olympics one day.
Let's go to the boys under 13 400 meters, and the middle of the track, Jack Hayward Jr. Akeem Cooper will take the goal, and he's a happy junior Wildcat.
I feel good about my race, and I thank God for letting me win the race and do my best. And I thank God for not letting me get injured.
The under 15 girls 400 meters was fast. Mary Starr of the Sea Academy, Desiree Nichols crossed the line, and second place goes to the Blue Jays, Altanique Pinder, and third was Demi Moore.
It wasn't an easy race, but just practicing and hard work and dedication just pull you through.
Let's go to the boys under 15 400 meters, and the Panthers. Tomasio Bullard clocked 55.03 seconds. Giovanni Thompson second, and Leandre Henfield was third. A very good race.
My coach teach me that I have to run the first curve hard under locks on the back stretch without slowing down, and then to bring it home strong.
And the girls under 17 400 meters, this is a good one. Diagene J. Wanda also looking good for BMES, 58.38 seconds. Destiny Hala second, and Taja Grant third.
I had a really rough off season coming off an injury, so I really had to work hard late in the season. And it just, like you said, I'm really strong. I'm feeling really strong. I wanted to work on my speed today a lot. I had a few bad starts for the past few days, so I felt like I did a good job getting out. And overall, I think it was a really good race.
The under 17 boys 40 meter finals was a fight to the finish line. The Jaguars' Byron Wilson won it in 50.56 seconds. Teray Smith, and who was there, a super finish.
I felt around a good race. There's a race I was looking forward to. I mentally prepared myself. Got out first 40 meters, relaxed. And then I guess I executed the home stretch.
Then the 20 girls 400 meters was a cakewalk for Sunland Stingers. Brittany Bethel, the Jaguars, Teresa Williams second, and Philippa Green was third. The boys under 20 400 meters, another fight to the finish. The Jaguars, Dion Roberts also was pretty good, 49.85 seconds. Isaiah Thomas second, and Ryan Gibson had to settle for third place for St. Paul's. And don't forget the ZNSW Lifestyles Fun Run and Walk is this coming Saturday, 6 o'clock right here at the Harley Gregory Complex. We want all you guys to come out and get involved. The t-shirts just came in today, so come get yours and hurry up, okay? That's a look at sports.